Hi everyone. I just wanted to get on here real quick and say hi to everybody. I know it's been forever. I think we were moving 2 years ago, the last time I actually made an update on here. We are currently in summer vacation, so I figured maybe I can try to make a few more videos, but I don't have, back when I stopped vlogging and stuff, we had just dealt with our computer breaking and we got a new one, and the new one did not have the editing software on it that I really loved and really understood how to use. So I haven't been making videos ever since because I just can't. I don't really have the time to figure it all out. Life just does not slow down, so yeah. Anyway, so I guess as far as like what we've been up to, 2 years ago we moved into our house that we bought. We officially own our first home, and I did do a house tour video of when it was empty before we moved in and stuff. There's not a whole lot to show of a tour these days. Like, one of our bathrooms is somewhat decorated. Our bedroom's not done. It's still all the same furniture, and I still, like, well, not all the same furniture. It's a little different here and there, but we plan on working on our room in a couple of years, and then also our bathroom. But our kitchen is not really decorated. It's just as it is. And then our dining room just has a kids table in there with their kids chairs, and then our living room is the same. The only two rooms that I would really honestly do a tour of are our kids' bedrooms. We just redid those in March. We switched rooms because the girls were in the far room and the boys were in the middle room. And so we switched the rooms, and then we painted the girls' new room, and they have all new furniture in their room. The boys' room, the boys got the girls' old bunk bed because it matched everything in their room is dark wood. So, and we put down carpeting, some area rugs that like happen to be the same size as their room, so they're really nice. Sorry, Emily and Sheldon, they're so close in age that they have a love-hate relationship right now, and he does not like to be touched by her, and she kind of acts like she's his mom, and she'll come by and tell him when he's doing something naughty or when he's got something that he's not supposed to have, and she takes it away. So he does not like being touched by her at all. It's a little cute, but kind of sad for him. So anyway, yeah, we moved in here just over 2 years ago, and we had our mortgage here for 1 month, and we still had our rent at our house that we were in before for 1 extra month. So we had 1 full month we had everything over here. So we had 1 full month to get everything cleaned up in the other house. And that was really good because, you guys, if you remember, I was 8 months pregnant with Emily. So I was worn out. That was quite an adventure in itself. And we were pretty much doing it almost all by ourselves. My mother-in-law came down and stuff to help, but as far as that goes, it was all alone. So it was really rough on me. And then the last day that we were there, we had the carpets shampooed. I went ahead and took the kids over to the McDonald's so they had something to do while the carpets were being cleaned. And I was just having the worst back pain there, so we ended up having to leave sooner. But then that evening we returned a few things at Walmart, and we grabbed Burger King for dinner, and we came home and we went to sleep. And we had planned to turn the keys in for that house the very next morning, and which was that day that we had finished was April 28th, 2017. And we were turning in our keys the next morning. But lo and behold, I went into labor. Oh goodness, I can't even remember when my contractions started, but I think it was 4 a.m. or 3:30, because I was in labor with her for an hour and 58 minutes. So I had her the very next day. And so yeah, we had a newborn baby, and Ava started her first year of school. She started kindergarten, and that was a lot of excitement. It was also new. She was kind of iffy on learning. She just didn't really care for it so much, and so it was a little rough at first. It kind of made us both go through an emotional roller coaster for a bit there. And then, oh wait, no. Yeah, that was after the summer, of course, here. But her very first day of school, I had actually found out I was expecting our 5th baby. And Emily was 3 months old. So I think she was a little bit over 2.5 months when I got pregnant. It was a big shock. We had planned on being done because we wanted another boy, but we didn't want to give Oliver another sister. Like, we were hoping Emily would have been a boy, but we, of course, were very excited that we had 3 little girls. But for his sake, we felt really bad for him to have all these sisters and no brothers, but we knew he'd be okay. So, but then when we found out we were pregnant with number 5, we were just like, oh man, if he has 4 sisters now. So then in October, we found out we did a little gender thing. We went to the store and had them put some icing at the bottom of a cake because he couldn't fill the cake up because he wasn't the actual cake decorator. So he just put it at the bottom of the cake, and we found out we were having another boy, thank goodness. So Oliver got his baby brother. So I was due April 18th, 2018, and Sheldon was born. We made a lot of jokes about having him on Easter Fool's Day, because Easter and April Fool's were the same day that year. And we had we went to the mall the day before, and we walked around for like 6 hours. And I felt totally fine. I felt fine all night long. I was like, it's not going to happen. I feel just fine. And of course, I was only 37 and like 3 days pregnant, I think. And so then at 6 in the morning, I started kind of having back pain, but it just felt like Braxton Hicks in my back. And we had our Easter with our kids. They did their egg hunt, and I just sat outside in a chair, still having back pain. And then I decided to go and take a shower to see if the contractions would just stop. And the very second that water touched my back, he just dropped down into place, and I was in full-blown labor. And I had him, that was at 10:30, and I had him at 12:17. So, and of course, both babies, we still traveled to our last hometown to go to that hospital because I just love that hospital and the staff there and the midwives and stuff. So, but maybe one of these days I'll get around and do the labor and delivery stories of my last 3 kids, because I never did those. But now that I have a little bit more time, I'm not doing a lot of homework and stuff, and we'll see. But yeah, so we had Sheldon Easter Fool's Day last year, and then summer came through, and of course that was Ava's first summer after school, so she was so bored, and we made the mistake of not having any annual passes to any places around, and of course where we live it gets too hot to go to like parks and stuff. So summer, just unless you have passes to somewhere or you have enough to go somewhere constantly, it gets a little bit boring to just be stuck at home. So that was a rough summer because I had all 5 of them. That was my first year of being a mom of 5, and Ava having her first summer, and she was bored out of her mind and going a little crazy. And all the kids there at this age where they kind of fight a lot over things. So yeah. Oh, and I forgot, my husband actually got promoted August of 2017, right after I found out I was pregnant with Sheldon. Was actually the first week he had started. So he is actually part of the graphic design team of where he works, and so that was a good big deal for us because he was making like $20 an hour. So and of course I'm still a stay-at-home mom currently, and I plan to be until all the kids are in school, and I have a little more elbow room to be able to go to work. But yeah, so finally Ava started first grade. That was great. Things were just getting, back to normal. I was feeling normal again. And then, of course, I had a lot of dental problems. I had to go and have an extraction pulled out, which the dentist there ended up being fired because I don't know what he did, but he was just mean to everybody, but he pulled my tooth out so hard that it broke the area where your teeth connect in. And it took a month for that extraction to heal, which it usually should only take about 4 days to a week or so. And by heal, I mean there was the hole. The hole was still there for 4 weeks. So that was just overwhelming. I was in a lot of pain for several weeks. But then I got through that, and then my husband and I, in November, we celebrated our 10-year anniversary. So we went out to California. We went to a late night show with James Corden. That was a lot of fun. We went to a pirate show. We went to Disneyland. We just had lots and lots of fun. But of course, Disneyland, I ended up in a lot of pain all of a sudden that evening, and we didn't know what was going on. So I started having like really bad spasms in my back, and we went through that for a couple of months. December, I finally went to the hospital because I had an attack so bad, but I was thinking that I just dislocated a muscle in my back or something, and they did a CAT scan, and they just said that all they could find was a cyst on my liver. Nothing was wrong with my back or anything. So I just went on with life. I dealt with it. I was having attacks at least 2 or 3 times a week in the night. And it was worse than labor. It was bad. And that comes from a person that had 5 kids unmedicated. So it was really bad. Finally in February, the end of February, I started actually getting sick, like throwing up with these attacks. And so I started thinking, you know what, it's got to be my gallbladder. And the reason they didn't see any gallstones at the hospital before Christmas was because they didn't do an ultrasound. CAT scans can sometimes pick them up, but ultrasounds are better. And so at the end of February, I ended up with a huge attack. And I went to the hospital again because nothing I took was working, and I felt like I was like overdosing on pain medication. And so I went to the hospital in the middle of the night, and of course they found some gallstones. But they said that nobody would touch it at all because it wasn't infected or anything, and I just had a couple of gallstones. And at this point, I weighed 150 pounds. I had already lost 7 pounds since November, so in 3 months I lost 7 pounds. I've always kept about 8 pounds from each pregnancy. So before I was pregnant with my first, I was 123 pounds. So I started thinking, well, maybe if I just lose some weight and stuff, that might help. Which, of course, having PCOS, it's not always easy to lose weight. And I was exercising too to lose those 7 pounds, but I was always in a lot of pain afterwards. So I stopped exercising after a couple of weeks. So the end of February until now, I've only had 1 attack in the night that was really, really bad. And that was because I ate a bunch of cupcakes after Sheldon's first birthday. And then I had a couple of them during the day that were just mild. Then I could take a few ibuprofen and I'd be fine. And luckily since then, since February, I've lost let's see, altogether I've lost 25 pounds. So since February, I lost 18 pounds. So I am currently 132 pounds, and I haven't been having a lot of problems. Like last week I had an In-N-Out burger, and I only ate half of it, but I was fine. I waited like 6 hours and I didn't have any problems. I did go ahead and take some ibuprofen. But before, like even if I took ibuprofen, I would still have some pain. And then I've been eating mildly and healthy as much as possible, but every now and then I want something like that. And it just seems like maybe the fact that I've lost all this weight has solved a lot of the problems. So I don't know. Right now I'm still at that point where I'm hopeful and hoping that's the case. But I really don't. I can't say yet. But the problem right now is that I don't have any insurance anymore. My husband's insurance is not through open enrollment until October. So, and also, let's see, other things that have happened since December. We had a really good Christmas, really big Christmas. And then, let's see, we celebrated all the kids' birthdays. They've all gotten really spoiled all of this year. But we're about to have a sleepover tomorrow for the girls, for the two girls. Ava is 7 and Leah will be 4 in a week. Emily, we also did her second birthday. But Ava likes to do a sleepover at the end of the school year. So I thought, well, we're having cake and pizza, or cake and McDonald's or pizza, whichever anyway. So, and she likes to have her end of school year sleepover, so we might as well just coincide them together. So we have a few kids coming over tomorrow night, and I am going to attempt, because Ava wants Pokemon and Leah wants unicorns. So I've got to make 2 different cupcakes, themed cupcakes. So I'm going to try to do that tonight and get that all ready. But yeah, I'm currently trying to upload them opening their birthday presents. And again, like I said, I apologize that my videos are always just one take. I need to really just try to sit down one day and figure it all out and see if I can get something better. But even now, my camera that I had is broken, so I need to get a new camera. My cell phone only takes about maybe 15 minutes of video at a time, so that gets really tricky trying to do videos. If you didn't notice, for their birthday present video, I had to do 2 separate videos because my phone kept dying. So yeah, that was an adventure. But yeah, Ava just finished 1st grade, and they had an award ceremony, and I didn't know what it was for. I thought maybe it was just, hey, your daughter graduated 1st grade. So I went to that, and she walked up on the stage, and I got up there, and she held up her certificate, and it turned out she was on the honor roll. I had no clue, so I started getting pretty emotional and tearing up a bit. So yeah, I'm very excited about that because we worked really hard. I've tried my best to figure out all the little tricks that she works well with this year, and just really focus on making sure that we follow those things so that way she can do really well in school. And then Oliver is starting kindergarten. I'm super excited about that. He loves to learn. He goes crazy over it. And he's always asking questions, always trying to figure things out, and always writing. So I think he's going to do really good in kindergarten. And of course, I'm going to have 2 kids to help with homework now, but it's still going to be a great time. Plus, now Leah and him will not be able to fight and scream at each other all day long. They're like our twins, but not. They're always by each other's side, but they get along the most when they're getting into trouble. If they're not getting along, they're fighting and screaming at each other. So it'll be kind of a break for me. I love them to death, but it's also going to give me a lot of alone time with Leah, which she's never really had. like if the babies are sleeping, she can sit down with mommy and just learn some new things and start preparing her for kindergarten because she'll start next year. So sounds like my kids are starting to fight now. So they're making a video. Ava's been going around with a tablet recording a bunch of things this week. She thinks she's a little YouTuber. Anyway, I don't know if this video can be much longer, but yeah, life is pretty great. It's going well. Daniel's working full-time still. He's been there for 5 years. He does the little charging bird scooters for the little side money here and there so he can go out and do some fun things. But he just recently got a new car, so we have a car payment again. So he's doing that mostly to pay for his car payment. It won't take very long to pay that car off though. So it is a newer car. It's the same age as my van. So we have 2 6-year-old vehicles, and they're the same age as our son. He's gonna be 6 this year. That's crazy. Yeah, we have a lot to look forward to. I'm just mostly trying to figure out what to do with the kids the whole summer long. But for me, I'm just mostly trying to organize things. Like the other day I organized our closet, and next week I'm going to try to go through, I need to go through Avalie's memory box. I have these totes in the garage full of memories for the kids, and hers is full of a lot of kind of unnecessary things that I need to just go through. Like she has a lot of things from the NICU in there that she really doesn't need. So I need to get back to my kids though, they're going crazy. And Sheldon needs to go for his nap. So yeah, so if you guys are new here and don't really remember the kids, Avalie is 7. That's Oliver. Oliver is 5.5. And Leah, which her full name is actually Juliana. I just call her Leah because it's right in the middle. But I've called her Leah since she was born. So she is going to be 4 next Saturday. And then Emily, we call her Emmy. She just turned 2 at the end of April.
Mommy,
and
I need to show you a video.
Okay. And then Sheldon turned 1. So Sheldon and Emily are Irish twins. Here's Ava. Ava, do you want to say hi?
Hi.
Are you guys beating each other up?
No!
Ollie, the video's going. Go, Ollie!
Here's Ava. Her bedhead.
Hey, I did a video. The last part is so bad.
All of them going crazy with the
Who
couch.
is that? Who is that?
This is what my children... Oh, Avalie's nose. Okay, so anyway, we will talk to you guys later.
Mommy,
if you guys have
there's
any questions or
emergency
anything, or any
this
videos,
picture.
I will try my best to do some things as much as I can.
Mommy, there's emergency in here.
But yeah, I will definitely try to update more often when I can. So anyway, see you guys later. Bye.